A very good evening to one and all present over here. My name is Aditya Rathi. I'm a second year student from Eco Honors and a junior consultant at 180DC, KMC. I welcome you all to a journey of transformative impact and boundless learning on behalf of Team 180DC. Today, we are going to embark on a journey to unlock your potential as future consultants, change makers, and leaders. Prepare to embrace challenges, cultivate innovative solutions, and make a 180 degrees turn towards shaping a better world through strategic social impact. We know you might have a few doubts about 180 DCS. So here's a video from our global team. Let's dive into it together. Please cue the video.
Are you a student who's looking for an opportunity to create meaningful social impact and build a better world?
Gain hands-on consulting experience, solving complex problems for real clients on projects that matter.
Receive professional training from top-tier consulting firms like McKinsey, BCG, and Bain.
Connect with a diverse group of talented people with a shared passion for social impact.
At 180 Degrees Consulting, we help non-profits and social enterprises overcome the challenges they are facing and help them have the greatest possible social impact.
We select the most talented university students through a rigorous selection process. Since our foundation, we have trained more than 12,000 social impact leaders across 35 countries.
We have delivered over 5,000 projects, 2.5 million hours of volunteering, and over $100 million worth of consulting services.
This has included collaborating with UNICEF to create a comprehensive social media strategy.
Working with Mercy Ships to help provide free healthcare, community development projects, mental health programs for hard-to-reach populations.
Supporting Solar Buddy to help provide solar lights to children living in energy poverty.
Helping Make-A-Wish to have a data-driven approach to their international marketing strategies.
Advising social enterprise Belu, who donate 100% of profits to WaterAid to successfully launch a new product line.
Accelerate the growth of startups and socially conscious organizations who go on to change the world.
We're excited about empowering the next generation of social impact leaders. To take part in this initiative, apply to a local 180 Degrees Consulting branch today, or you can even create your own branch in your university or in your city. Get in touch with us to know more.
We are 180 Degrees Consulting. We work to transform good organizations into great organizations, challenges into opportunities, ideas into reality. We're focused on transforming organizations and through that, transforming lives.
So guys, a very warm welcome to you once again. Welcome to 180DC KMC. I hope our global team has given you a brief overview what 180DC is all about. But I understand that some of you still might have never heard of consulting before this orientation. So for those folks, I'll be giving you an analogy to relate. Suppose you've fallen sick, right? And you are tired of the concoctions that your parents are giving you. You're still not getting better. What do you do now? You go to a doctor who is specialized in medicine, right? The doctor diagnoses your pain points and plans a course of medicine. You implement it and you go for a feedback to the doctor again. This is the process of how you fix your body. Similarly, consulting is the process of us helping our clients tackle their biggest business issues. Consulting usually follows a 4-pillar approach where we first diagnose the business problems, we plan a robust solution, we then implement it and take a feedback from our client. There are many types of consultings, so let's dive deeper into those. There are an N number of consulting firms out there. There are management consulting firms, there are strategy consulting firms, there are financial consulting firms. Let's look at the few major ones. Management consulting. Management consulting is a type of consulting which is usually associated with short to medium term business problems of any organization. Some of the biggest names here are BCG, Bain, McKinsey. Meanwhile, strategy consulting is this consulting which is associated with the organization's long-term goals. Financial consulting deals with audits, risk assessments, etc. Social impact consulting, on the other hand, helps mission-driven organizations to make an even bigger and positive impact on the world. 180DC lies somewhere between the strategy and the social impact part, because we create strategies for businesses and help them, create more social impact in the world. Now, my friend Labhya will be taking this forward. What is 180DC?
Thank you, Shivam, for that insightful journey into the world of consulting and its diverse forms. Imagine a world where the principles of consulting merge seamlessly with the passion of students eager to make a difference. Just as Shivam explained, consulting is all about providing expert guidance to solve complex problems. Now, imagine students stepping into this arena, not as mere spectators, but as active problem solvers. That's the magic of 180 degrees consulting. The role of consultants is tailoring strategies to fit the unique needs of various industries. Well, picture this on a larger scale. Students collaborating with nonprofits, aligning their skills and creativity to uplift organizations, striving to create positive change. This dynamic partnership forms the core of 180DC. The beauty of this collaboration lies in its reciprocity. Nonprofits and socially conscious businesses receive valuable insights and strategies to amplify their impact, while students gain more than just theoretical knowledge. So, the next time you hear about 180DC, remember that it's not just a name, it's a testament to the power of harnessing youthful energy. Moving on to the next slide, as we dive deeper into the captivating world of 180DC, allow me to take you on a journey through the organization's global reach. 180 Degrees Consulting isn't just a student consultancy, it's a movement that spans the globe. Picture this a network of top tier university students, each armed with untapped capabilities, teaming up with the organizations that are fueled by a social conscience. The numbers themselves speak volumes. With over 170 branches in more than 35 countries and a rich history of collaborating with over 5,200 organizations, the global impact of 180DC is truly astounding. Shifting our focus to our very own chapter right here at Kirodimal College, our journey is rooted in a shared vision of making our contributions to society count and driving real change. Collaborating with the ethos of Kirodimal College, we stand as a branch that brings together the best of both worlds. The resources, insights, and support from the global team. As we move forward, remember that 180DC Kirodimal College isn't just an initiative, it's a commitment. Moving on to the next part, Bhargav will take over.
Now, in this part of the presentation, we look to answer a very important question. Why 180DC, right? I mean, there are so many societies in our college, right? What makes us apart? What's it such unique, right? This is a general theme you might see in college societies across Delhi University. That is to say, usually what these societies operate is they probably organize one or maybe two events per year, depending on their capacity, and they obviously post, posts on social media platforms. These may take the form of Instagram posts, LinkedIn posts, etc., etc. Their work usually revolves around this particular facets, right? In 180DC, we surely do all that, but yes, we take it up a level further. That is to say, we make sure that the consultants, that is, the people who will be joining our society, they get to work and deliver real time impact due to the nature of the work that we do. This work includes collaborating with organizations which are involved in the social impacting space. Therefore, by working with us, we ensure that they get quality consulting at a very, very affordable price. Therefore, when you join 180DC, right, you'll get to deliver real time impact and you'll also get to work with real life organizations, which will eventually give you an immense amount of exposure, with something again which is limited to our society only. Now, moving forward, we'll be showing you the mission statement and other facets. As explained earlier, right? Our mission, the first facet is low cost quality consulting. The reason of the emphasis on low cost is as follows, because it is a very general notion that consulting companies charge a lot, right? I mean, usually a lot of companies, social impact consulting organizations, they simply cannot avail these services. Therefore, these social impact organizations often cannot avail the benefits that consultants can bring to them, right? This is where we come in and fill this particular gap. We're 95% cheaper than other quality consulting companies, but at the same time, the quality of consulting is very high. The reason being that we train our consultants in a very proper manner by our mentors and by holding regular workshops and training sessions. Therefore, there are dual benefits, as you can see by this particular facet alone. That is to say, You will be able, by joining the society, you will be able to work on real life projects nationally and internationally. You will gain exposure to various facets of how this particular sort of consulting works. And at the same time, in order to deliver this high quality output, you'll be trained to do so. That is to say, you'll be upgrading your skills from time to time so as to ensure the quality of your work is better, and these organizations can actually accept and take our work and make sure that they can implement it as well. Therefore, by we help to turn ideas into reality, and this is why 180DC is a step apart from other societies. Now, moving forward, we like to show you some impact statistics of our college. Now, this particular branch in our college, right, we have held so many mentoring sessions. The reason why this is important is because in order to deliver quality output, you need to be trained well, because this particular output goes out into the world, right? Therefore, our mentors themselves are individuals from highly esteemed organizations and institutions, and therefore they help us effectively upgrade our skills and at the same time improve the quality of your work. We as 180DC are also a very competitive bunch, right? Therefore, it's very important that we put our skills to test. This is where our podium finishes come in. That is to say, we participate very often in national competitions and we make sure that we perform very well there. What these national competitions look like is something we'll be learning further. And we also have an international footprint. That is to say, we work internationally as well. As you will learn later, because we have worked internationally clients, and this will only go up in the future. But more than just that, the real life impact is we have more than 40,000 lives impacted by the nature of our work. And we have contributed more than 1 lakh hours to furthering this initiative of helping social impact organizations deliver better output. We have also ensured that more than 250 consultants have been trained so far. These people are the ones who make it possible, and therefore it's very important that they're trained in the best way possible. This is a dual benefit, as explained earlier. We help them improve their skills, which helps them further in their corporate career, whatever career that may be in the future as well. Secondly, we're also cliche like that in the sense we do have our own event, that's the Ignite 180. In this particular event, we often attract more than 1,000 plus registrations, and this number is only getting better and better as our ambitions rise higher. Now I'd like to invite Gosam to take over.
Yes. Now the question arises that what benefits will 180DC bring to you? Well, the experience and exposure that we offer here is definitely unparalleled. Speaking from my personal experience, engaging in real life projects will not only enhance your research proficiency but also provide you with a competitive advantage through enhanced problem solving and I can say improved critical thinking. To add on, engaging with clients contribute towards refinement of your communication as well as your leadership skills. Involvement with 180DC provides you an access of array of connections with diverse social enterprises, NGOs, startups, which in turn can potentially unlock various internship opportunities. And at last, it's worth noting that featuring 180DC on your CV will undoubtedly fetch you brownie points. If you could please move to the next slide. Yes. Progressing further, what sets us apart at 180DC is our extensive network of distinguished panel of mentors hailing from premier consulting firms and esteemed management institutions such as IIMs, companies like Bain, BCG, and more. Our mentors have shared insights about their career paths that has always been a constant guidance, inspiration, and motivation to us. Next slide, please. Yes, as you can see on the screen, we have our mentors from eminent consulting enterprises, the prestigious Big Four, as well as prominent names like Delberg, LEK, Accenture, and among others. Now, I'll provide you a glimpse of the consulting firms where we have our alumni placed in. As you can see on the screen, these are the companies where we have our alumni placed. Now, Goranj will take over. Please, Goranj.
Now, at a glance, I'll brief you about our alumni network, which has brought laurels to the organization by outperforming in the KMC's placement cycle. These results have been prevalent in this year's placement cycle, wherein our esteemed Vice President, Mr. Dhruv Kapoor, got placed in LEK Consulting, our Consulting Director, Ms. Sejal Agrawal, and our General Secretary, Mr. Vardhan Kalantri, got placed in Accenture. Now, I'll brief you about the services that are being offered in our organization. Beginning with primary and secondary research. It is one of the most essential services being provided by organization. Under the primary research, we involve collecting the first-hand data using the online surveys or the interviews, while the secondary research involves collecting the second-hand data, maybe through the online surveying or the social media websites that helps our client in developing their working strategies and expanding their operations. Moving on towards the competitor analysis. Whenever a client is looking to enter into the market, the first and the foremost step involves including an in-depth competitor analysis, wherein we analyze the strategies that are being used by our competitors to capture the market and help them scrutinize the target market and expand their operations and gain the first mover advantage over the competition, followed by fundraising strategy. Funds. Funds are the most essential part of any organization, be it NGO, startup, or a consulting firm. We help harness an extensive database of the venture capitalists as well as the angel investors for our clients, as well check the eligibility of various government grants that help them raise the funds. Moving on towards the CSR pitch development. CSR. You must be wondering what CSR is. CSR stands for Corporate Social Development. We assist a client in developing their personalized corporate social pitch reports that helps them tap in the CSR reserve funds that are being present in various MNCs as well as the big firms, followed by HR development. We, as an organization, focus on organizing webinars, seminars, as well as various workshops that are being conducted by the industry professionals that help the society members gain the corporate exposure and be familiar with the workings of the consulting world. Lastly, moving on towards the marketing strategy, we use various techniques such as search engine optimization to revamp the social media pages as well as the websites of our clients that help them outshine and outperform in the market. Now, Shivam will guide you about the projects being undertaken by our organization.
So coming on to our projects, these are some of the crown jewels of our projects. Coming on to the first, Falhari. Falhari is India's #1 D2C brand for fresh fruits. It was also premiered on Shark Tank India Season 1. Our team assisted the company in expanding their product lineup. We also helped them come up with new collaboration strategies, and we also helped them build a revamped investor pitch deck. Another project that we have done, a personal favorite of mine, is KLNA, which is an international NGO based out of Lebanon. Lebanon is a war-ravaged country. KLNA aims to support the vulnerable families in the country, and I'm glad to say that our team has helped them with their fundraising strategy, their social media handles, and also with marketing strategies. Coming on to the next projects that we have taken up, we have two management consulting firms, namely Startup Experts and Provisor. Some of our other projects include an edtech startup called Secure Learning, and also an NGO that was focused on women empowerment, as well as, our team carried forward research for them and came up with solutions such as CSR pitch deck, fundraising solutions, and strategies for them. Some of our other projects are as follows, and now I think Aditya can take this up.
We also, projects that we undertook, such as Startup Experts and Provisor, were life projects. What life projects are basically these companies that we help, they're consulting companies on their own, and they had their own clients. The reason we take up life projects is because this gives us hands-on experience in the corporate world. So we've solved problems that exist in the real world from companies who are approaching real consulting companies. For these projects, for one of them, which was an automotive company, we helped them enter into the US market. For another one, we gamified their podcast, which means that we added traffic to their podcast. So as we can see, all these projects that we undertook, all of them were different, which is why all the solutions were different, which is why critical thinking is an important part to be a consultant. We can see here that these clients that we work with gave us really good reviews, such as Startup Experts, which is one of the live projects that we were talking about, and Sambandh Mental Health Foundation and Falhari. You can read through these reviews and understand that the impact that we make impacts the real world. We affect the real world and we are able to make real change. Moving on to the next slide. This is the annual event of 180DC, Ignite 180. This is what we were talking about beforehand. Ignite 180 is an annual flagship event that is organized every year in September. If you join 180DC right now, you'll have an opportunity to organize this with us. What do we do in this event? We make compelling case competitions. We host case competitions. We ask for solutions, and we have lots of registrations. As we can see from the data, the registrations went up 190% in 2 years. 180 DC KMC is a fairly new society, and yet we have had compelling numbers. We make we have practical solutions for actual life problems that come up in the real world. We also plan to make interactive sessions and networking even in Ignite 180DC. This is something that you can definitely look up. Moving on to the next slide.
So
Bhagat
now
will
we'll be
take you.
telling you, yeah. So now we'll be telling you about the workshops and team building sessions, right? As informed earlier in our slide, these workshops are actually organized for student outreach and development. That is to say, we do understand that the nature of the projects that we take on, the organizations they work with, right? They often demand very high quality of output, rightfully so. Therefore, in order to ensure that we're able to deliver on those particular promises, our mentors effectively train us in all the skills that may be required for us to effectively contribute and make sure the project is a success. Moreover, if we feel the nature of that particular project requires us to consult or rather take advice from our mentors regarding how to proceed with a particular part, even that is organized in order to ensure that the quality of the work is not compromised at any particular stage and that effectively stays very high. All these workshops are held on a very, very regular basis. Therefore, this also enhances the team building spirit among the members. This essentially creates a team which is very dedicated towards working towards the common goal of us providing very quality, high quality output, and at the same time make sure that our consultants keep on upgrading their skills throughout the time they're in a society. Now, Ujjwal will take you through the branch hierarchy.
So hi guys, Ujjwal this side serving as a junior consultant at 180 DC. Let me quickly take you all through the branch hierarchy and help you understand it better. At the top we have the president who looks over and manages the functioning of the society. Currently Pratyush Vij is serving as the president. The vice president assists the organization and ensures smooth communication while coordinating with the society. The current Vice President of 180DC KMC is Dhruv Kapoor. The General Secretary acts as a link between directors and the President and Vice President. General Secretary is responsible for finance and compliances in the organization. Vardhan Kalantri is serving as the General Secretary for this tenure. The consulting directors are involved in curation of ideas and solutions offered to the clients and look after the growth and enrichment of the team. We have Harsheen and Sejal as the consultant directors. The operation and partnership directors manage the logistic functions of the organization and are responsible for partnerships and collaborations with other branches and society. Gia and Arden are serving as the operations and partnership directors. The client service directors are responsible for clear and effective communication with clients and offering deliverables. They ensure that the quality of services are being provided and prioritize the satisfaction of the client. Gorisha and Samarth are the current client service directors. The marketing and outreach director manages the social media handles of the organization and focuses on offline and online outreach of the organization. Purva and Yashasvi are serving as the marketing and outreach directors. Moving down the hierarchy, we have the team of senior consultants and junior consultants who work on all kinds of activities in the organization while gaining corporate exposure and excel themselves in the field of consulting. Over to you, Bhargav.
All right. As seen before, right, we did talk about podium finishes. What are these podium finishes? What competitions are we talking about here? These competitions are essentially business competitions, and these business competitions take on many types, right? They can be case competitions. These sort of case competitions might be finance oriented, consulting oriented, supply chain oriented, etc., etc. They may also be market entry oriented for that matter. Other than case competitions, you may also have to participate in business competitions where there may be boardroom simulations, for example, or there may be group discussions, for example, to discuss and deliberate upon a particular topic, right? These competitions are very prestigious in nature, given that they're organized by very big universities and, as you can see, by big name corporate brands as well. Now, the question remains is yes, these competitions come out. Often, when you register for these competitions, you will see participation in thousands, right? It's natural to be intimidated. Right? But then again, what's the point of learning so many skills if we can't compete, right? And we in 180DC believe that it's very important for us to compete against other people in order to ensure that we understand our level and keep improving at that. Therefore, we're very proud to say that our consultants often get very high podium finishes and they emerge as the winners, runners, etc. You get the gist at various important institutions as well as important corporate competitions. This effectively ensures that we, at the same time, while we are learning new skills, yes, we're effectively testing them out at the same time. And as and as new consultants keep on coming into our society, we make sure we hold proper workshop sessions in order to train our students, in order to train our consultants for this particular purpose as well. This therefore sums up the consultant podium finishes. Can you move to the next slide, please? Great. Now, again, I feel that for the entire course of this particular orientation, you might be feeling that, hey, we do very, very technical work, will be difficult, etc., etc. A very natural feeling, to be honest. When we were behind that particular screen, even we had these thoughts. But let's be honest, the work that we do, it is very high quality in nature, but that does not mean it cannot be learned quickly, right? Our mentors, even we, the existing members of society, will make it our goal to effectively ensure whoever comes into this particular society gets trained in very high quality work very quickly. And at the same time, it's important to understand that we are not corporate going people, right? We are college students and we need our fun. Very often, this strategizing that you talk about will happen at very cool and hip spots. We'll be eating good food and drinking good coffee, right? This does not necessarily have to be that, oh, we're sitting in a very office like atmosphere and we know we're working from our laptops all the time. No, this can often take the time of you're chatting randomly with people like, hey, how do I solve this? How do I solve that? That is to say, we foster a very welcome environment where people can learn regardless of their location, and at the same time, they can learn effectively from wherever they choose to. This leads to better team building sessions, right? Also, it's important to celebrate after we complete major milestones, right? Therefore, you'll often see us celebrating quite often when we crack important projects, or we have completed important projects, or we have completed important events. All of these ensure that you will have your dose of fun. At the same time, you'll be part of a very competent society with very competent people around you. And as we say, with all things 180 DC, all these things keep on getting better and better. So as we grow society, all these events, all these fun also keep on getting better and better. Now, we would like to improve upon the road ahead for us. That is, say, what we picture in terms of us as a society. Can you move to the next slide, please? Great. Now, again, as said earlier, we are a young society. We're not a very old society, as you may know already, right? But despite that, we have achieved a lot in a very short amount of time, given our impact and given our stature of our work. However, our ambitions run higher. These are some of the future prospects that we're looking forward in the coming year. We aim to take more diverse and technical projects in the form of life projects to enhance our research-based skills. What this does is we can get to work with more technical work. At the same time, we ensure that the consultants who will be working with us, they also are trained in how to deliver this particular consulting work, right? We aim to take up more financial projects. We aim to take on more multinational corporations as our clients. We're also looking to more collaborate with international NGOs to ensure our reach and our network is given internationally as well. At the same time, to achieve all this, we need to make sure that our consultants, our society members are trained as well. That is to say, we'll be organizing more workshops, more skill building sessions in order to ensure our skills keep getting better and better. Lastly, we also need to ensure that the competitive spirit stays with us and it grows. Therefore, more case study competitions, more boot camps, and more speaker sessions to ensure we learn at the very same time. Now, Aditya will take over and explain to you the much awaited recruitment procedure.
Now that all of you have understood what 180 DC is, what we have done, and what we are going to do, how do you become a part of 180 DC? This is the road ahead for you. I request all of you to give me your utmost attention because this is the process of getting into the organization. The first round is the application form, the deadline for which is the 27th of August. You have approximately 3 days to fill the form. This form would be a Google form which would be released after this orientation is over. Please go through all the questions very carefully. We'll be reading through all of them. So take your time, make your answers, and upload your CVs very well. Next up, we have the case study workshop. When we first joined as junior consultants, we did not know how to solve case studies. We did not know how to make these case problems or solve them. which is why we were taught by our seniors. So we'll be doing the same for you because the next round is a case study round. You'll be given a case problem. To help you understand how you approach this case problem, how you make the solution, we'll be hosting a case study workshop on the 1st of September. This is a training session. This would be an online session. We'll teach you how to compete for the case study round, and the case study would be released shortly after the session is over. The deadline for the case study round is the 4th of September. Again, you have approximately 3 days to submit the case study. We would say that this is arguably the most difficult part because this is the first time that you'd be approaching a case problem. So I encourage all of you to attend the case study workshop pretty well, make good notes, and if you have any doubts, then clear it then and there. After the case study round, we have the panel interview. We'll be sitting on one side and asking you questions about your personality and judging whether you are a good fit for 180DC. An important point to remember that the first, third, and fourth rounds, which is the application form, case study round, and panel interview, these are all eliminative in nature. What do I mean when I say that? It means that if you do not get through the application form, you wouldn't be proceeding to the case study round. And if you do not get through the case study round, you wouldn't be coming for the interview. The case study workshop, though, is open for all. So even if you do not get through the application form, we are open to come to the case study workshop and learn. If there are any questions, we'll be taking them after this orientation is over. So if you have any questions, please put them in the chat box or raise your hands. We'll be happy to answer them. With that, we come to the end of today's orientation. We thank you all for coming here, and we open the floor to questions. Thank you.
Guys, you can just use your Google Lens app to scan this QR code because the forms are now out.